Hi, I'm Greta.
And I'm Claudia. Welcome to Knitters and Critters, where we are going to review that episode. Episode 51, the one on the 8th anniversary. Yeah, that one.
Where we were all emotionally savaged by Matthew Mercer.
Yeah.
You can see that Claudia and I are wearing red. I can't speak for you, Claudia, but I've converted to Prodathos' side. Prodathos take the wheel.
Hashtag Team Perdathos.
Oh man. So obviously a lot of shit went down. We didn't really do an episode 50 recap. We're just kind of folded into this one. Basically, the big news in episode 50 was that Bo and Caleb made their appearance. Basically, right as the bell tells, we were on the very edge of enemy camp. They ran into Bo and Caleb. What did you think about that?
I thought it was great. I'm sort of two minds on this. I get that we're happy to revisit old characters. On the other side, for me, it kind of pushes Belle's house aside a little bit. But it was good to see both of them. Caleb was my favorite from Caleb and Jester, really, were my favorites from the Mighty Nine. And, the moment Imogen got yanked into that, and I was like, okay, she didn't get killed, she just got yanked in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. Although, their fates might be a little dodgy right now.
Yeah, their fates are definitely up in the air. It seemed like, hindsight is 2020, but it seemed like looking back on that episode, Matt was trying to give them a couple clues of like Caleb saying, "Oh, Daleth is being a lot sloppier than he usually is. I feel like he might be like trying to lead us astray," which no one obviously picked up on.
The big reveal happened in episode 51 with the whole reason for even the attack on Zephyra,
Yeah.
that led Orem to figure things out. That all tied into this, and we knew Matt would do that. He's very good about tying things together. But yeah, episode 51, it was almost 5 hours.
Yeah.
And we started with, do we trust your beloved Nightmare King or not?
The answer is obviously no. Like, also, I feel like the moment they saw that Vasselheim skyship had been brought down, they should have just said, okay, the whole crashing the airship plan isn't going to work. Let's get our friends in right
That
now.
was a pretty clear signal from Matt that that was not the way he wanted them to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, they didn't listen. They still tried to crash the skyship, and now they're out of skyship. Thankfully, the Nightmare King did save Xandus.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was true to his word. So yeah, you didn't have much of a choice. You're gonna have to trust him.
So many like missed clues. There was a missed clue that Caleb dropped about Daleth being onto something, the sky ship that had already crashed that they kind of ignored. Like even sneaky things like the pendants of the Dusk Maven or the Raven Queen being included on the Paragon's call uniforms. Well, why would that be? Well, looking back, they were trying to get her attention to get Vax's attention. And like Caleb saying, "Oh, maybe we should be destroying these mirrors that are everywhere. I don't know exactly what they're for, but it can't be good. We should destroy these mirrors." No
Yeah,
one destroyed any mirrors, and
I know.
now poor Vax is a Vax-shaped ball.
Pokevax. He
Yeah.
got rolled back into his Pokemon ball. What do you think? Something that I'm not sure because it has never happened to me having to play a previous character. So we get that Matt had very specific ideas for what he wanted the members of Vox Machina and the Mighty Nine to do. He,
Yeah.
um, but then what do you think about having Liam and Maurice roll?
Oh
I
man, I
feel
don't
like
know.
if I'm rolling, then I should be in charge of my character.
Yeah. That's a really good point. And like I understand him not wanting to get things too in the weeds with having them manage multiple character sheets, but I think you are kind of right. If I'm rolling, I would kind of like to know what I'm rolling for exactly.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, especially given everything that happened to both of their characters.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, seriously, like who
Um,
knows if Keyleth's alive? Who, yeah,
yeah,
does
that
Vax
was,
come back from that? I don't know. And what about Bo and Caleb? I mean, they were right there in the middle and then
yeah,
gone.
underneath however many tons of rubble, right?
Yeah.
So, having Bambi letters was adorable. It reminds me of Pacific Rim. Um, and the reason that I love this movie so much, Charlie Hunnam, is that my husband, Charlie Hunnam, made this costume for Charlie Hunnam, my kid, of the main, robot that is controlled by a human. And I just keep
Yeah.
flashing Charlie Hunnam uh, to like this idea of, you're inside them controlling a
Yeah.
bigger structure. So
Yeah.
that was cute. I like that he finally had legs.
Yeah. And they were just like so excited. Oh, this is what it's like to walk.
Oh, that's adorable. And
Yeah.
all of them squashed in there. Like,
Yeah, but
those,
it was brilliant. Like that was like probably the high point of their tactical thinking of that game was realizing, oh, we've got this giant like RV sized robot. We may as well all pile in and get down to where we need to go.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I did think it was, I don't know. I think that in our games, we would have set off so many alarms when, Imogen and company were kind of making making their way down
Yeah.
every cave and every alcove. I just thought, okay, there's obviously something going on here. Like, is everyone else going to notice?
Yeah.
Why isn't everyone else not noticing, this sort of skirmish going on this very important day where there's heightened security?
Yeah.
At times it did feel kind of a little bit like, oh no, it kind of doesn't matter what you do. Nobody's going to hear you. You have this like, plot armor.
Are you talking about when they fought to destroy the first
Yeah.
engine? Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of thought that more people would have been alerted
Yeah.
presence, but that didn't
Yeah. I
happen.
mean, I know like at least on the way down, like they were really getting down to the bottom of that excavation site just on Imogen swagger alone and like some good deception rolls because apparently she's got really great deception. But you are kind of right at the bottom. You would have thought that people would have been more aware, especially when they described how loud it was when Ira destroyed the second of the three engines that I think they all
Yeah.
destroyed or at least
Yeah.
partially, sabotaged. It was
Yeah.
like a really loud boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about them? Should they have attacked Odahan when she came in, when they had her secluded in that side room? Should they have attacked her when they had the chance there? Or do you think that would have just been another Odahan TPK?
I don't know, honestly. And I mean, in that situation, I get why they would have been a little skittish about it.
Yeah.
Um, and I think if they had attacked Odahan, there's a really big chance that everyone would have heard about it.
Yeah.
But I know it feels like sort of a missed opportunity to just
Yeah.
do away with her
Yeah.
already.
At least like take
Give her
out one of the
jetpack.
big villains when you had the chance and they were kind of secluded on their own. Granted, Odahan did basically take out level 20 Keyleth. I
Yeah.
mean, sure, Ludinus put off that power word stun. Um, but
Mm.
Odahan was really close to killing Keyleth before Vax made his grand entrance to try to save her.
Yeah.
So, oh, man, that was brutal. Just that moment when Vax came and he was like, "Don't you even dare." I was like, "Oh, my heart. I can't take the feelings."
Oh, goth boy. Yeah.
It was so painful when Liliana banished Ira, though. it was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, well, this game just ended.
Yeah, at that point, I mean, Laura was doing really well with her roles, and then she wasn't.
Yeah.
And one of the most crucial ones was trying to persuade Liliana, and that did not go her way. And
Yeah. And
oh,
she was so close to, I think she succeeded on the first one, but just not the second one. And that
yeah,
was
yeah, the crucial one.
that's
Oh,
so brutal.
so, do you think this is where the campaign should have started?
Interesting question. Ooh,
Because it kind of feels like everything before it is now.
prequel. Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. This really would have been a very interesting way to start a campaign, like very Calamity. We're going to start it in the middle of the disaster.
Yeah.
Now go. Interesting. Yeah, maybe.
You know what the past year of this campaign has meant. I mean, was it,
Uh,
was it all to get here? And this is the actual starting point. Um, on the other hand, splitting them up,
oh my God.
does that
Yeah,
mean
what is that going to
yes,
mean?
we get guests?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, half the party's in Uthadorn
Boy,
now. I think that's not too far away from where the EXU characters are. We hope.
is back there. Because I mean, when they were speaking to Dorian was saying that stuff was, kind of tense and dark where he
Yeah.
was. And we have made very clear our love for Robbie. Um, so I'm wondering, I mean, I don't know how it is gonna proceed from now on. Are they just gonna film with one party and the other half takes a break, or I'm not sure how that's going to happen, but that would open things to having some guests, which I am not opposed to.
I put myself on mute because one of my kids is having a meltdown right now. um they at least have in the past had some really strong guests. So it would be kind of cool to bring in that kind of fresh blood to shake things up a little bit because it honestly is like a where do we go from here moment
Yeah,
um with them. So, and I honestly, it doesn't bother me that they failed. I
no,
know a lot of people are heartbroken that, oh my God, they didn't stop it. But I think we're used to seeing our main characters succeed all the time. And I don't necessarily know that a success would have been earned in the case of the Bell's House. I feel like they kind of have been failing upwards this campaign.
yeah, they've sort of been bumbling around. They're level
Yeah.
8. I mean, yeah, granted, they had some pretty good allies come help them, but
Yeah.
to put that victory on the Bell's Hells, yeah, you are completely right. It feels unearned.
Yeah.
And as we saw in our review of, Hellbent, the first time failing is not a bad thing necessarily.
Yeah.
The characters learn, hopefully, hopefully
Hopefully, yeah.
learn from it, make a stronger plan that they will actually carry out,
Right.
um, and be a little bit wiser as to what, sort of clues are being dropped around now that
Mhm.
we know that it was all about Vax.
Yeah.
They wanted his, divinity, his like spark of divinity to be
Yeah.
able to filter that through, the attack on Sephra, the, getting Keyleth here. Um,
Right. But even little things like I mentioned before, the pendants that the
yes, the
Paragon's Call were wearing, and also that one cleric of the Dusk Maven who came and reanimated Estros's corpse. She was, I think, or they were of the Dusk Maven's faith, and they were like trying to get not Keyleth, Marisha's current character, Laudna, to engage, and that was just kind of like a missed opportunity.
yeah,
Um, yeah. I think failure can be underrated. I think that this definitely gives them the opportunity to, like you said, learn from their mistakes and do better. And it also, I think, gives you all of us viewers a sense that, oh, like victory is not assured. things can and will go wrong, and it kind of, well, I will hope, like, invigorates all of the viewers to know that, okay, they're watching for a reason. It's not just because they love D&D, but also because it's good entertainment.
Right.
So hopefully.
Now, the one thing I fear about them being split is, and the only reason I thought of this is because I saw this, like I was scrolling on my, TiVo, and I saw this listing for The Lake House, which is a movie with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, not Speed. And they play people who are in love with each other, but they are like 2 or 3 years apart.
Yeah.
Same place. So I am wondering, are they not just in different places, but in different timelines?
That's a really good question, because you're right. The one half of the group did see the light shooting into the sky, but the other group didn't. And also, Nanomori said that she was going to help. Was this Nanomori's way of helping,
Right.
of pulling the evacuation line and like yanking them out? That could be really interesting.
Yeah. And what happens now? They slow down the entire ritual, obviously,
Yeah.
destroying, the battery and all of that. But what happens? I am really excited about episode 52, seeing what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
I have had some questions about this campaign and kind of felt like they were going from quest giver to quest giver. So I'm hoping that, this sort of rattles them enough that
Yeah.
from this moment on, they're like, we can't just fuck around because we're going to
Right.
find out. And
Yeah.
we found out big time during this thing. I mean, when they took a break, once they were on site, I just thought, are you kidding me?
That kind of killed me, because that was basically because Travis was sad that he used a wolf form too soon, right?
But you simply do not take a break.
No, not when you know you're on a clock that has an ambiguous ending point. Like, it's not like they knew, oh, the apogee solstice, this thing is actually happening at midnight. It's 8 in the morning. Sure, we could maybe afford to spend an hour. No, they didn't know that. They could have been taking a break and it would have happened.
Yeah,
Like,
can you imagine? That would have been hilarious if Matt had
oh
been
my
like,
God.
"Oh, you want to take a break? Okay, this is when it happens."
Yeah, sorry.
Just kind of sitting around, navel gazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it all happens. Berdothos is free.
yeah.
Thank you for your break.
That, I think it's like their experience as players kind of backfiring against each other, like themselves. Like, because as experienced players, okay, if you're going into like a big dungeon crawl, like husbanding your resources is a big deal.
Yes.
But does the Bell's Hells really know that? Like, their one major virtue is creating chaos and going in completely unprepared. If there was ever a reason to like go all in, this would have been the game.
Yeah. 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 That was a little dodgy. Um,
Oh man. So do you remember who was in the two separate
oh gosh,
parties?
I knew that and I wrote it down and I left it upstairs and I'm drinking wine now.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it like,
but I think both people who can do sending are in the same team. I
oh
think
no.
I think that's what I like
Okay. So Laudna and Imogen must be
together.
together.
We can look that up.
Yeah. I'm just like hoping that in the split, I'm hoping that there is at least, a quasi leader person in both of these parties. Because this group, we've been saying this for episodes and episodes, is dying for a sense of direction. Or step up to the plate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh
a
yeah.
little difficult.
So hopefully Orem and Imogen aren't like in the same group, because I feel like they're the only ones that have a prayer of getting these people to all go in the same direction.
No, yeah. Episode 52 is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to stay up for it. I last time I stayed up, it was not fun. And I do have children to drive to school the next day, and it snows here. So I actually need all my brain cells to be fired
Yeah,
on
that was
Friday
brutal
morning.
last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
All
goodness.
right, everybody. I think that probably wraps our episode 50 and 51 discussion. As always, drop comments below. Please let us know what you think is going to happen in episode 52. Where the hell do we go from here? And as always, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us keep the lights on. All right.